Question 17. So this is basically about formation of negatively charged ions, and they're looking for correct. So we have metals on the left side of the periodic table, and we have non-metals on the right side of the periodic table. So we know that on the left side of the periodic table, metals will lose electrons, so they lose negative charge because electrons are negatively charged. When you lose negatively charged, you will get positive ions, whereas non-metals will gain electrons. You are gaining something which is negatively charged. When you gain negative charge, you become something called negative ions. And together, these positive ions and these negative ions, they will form something called ionic bond. So, metals and non-metals, they form ionic bond as a result of transferring electrons. So the metals lose the electrons and they transfer the electrons to the non-metals, and you get ionic bond between metal and also non-metal. That's how you get ionic compound between metal and non-metals. Going back to this question, negatively charged ions, correct. So they are formed by elements on the left. That is wrong. It should be on the right hand side because the left side is metal. They form positive ions. A is wrong. They are formed by the metallic elements. Again, it's actually by the non-metals because the non-metals gain electrons to give you negatively charged ions, as I said earlier. They are formed when atoms lose electrons. Lose is wrong. When atoms gain negative charge electrons, they become negative ions. D is obviously our answer. When halogens become halide, halogens refer to group 7. Halide refers to X- ions because group 7 valence electrons. When 7 valence electrons gain 1 electrons, you go to fully filled valence shell. That is when you are stable. Because 7 outer shell electrons gain 1 electrons, you go to fully filled outer shell.